Hey guys, it's Chaos Phoenix here. Welcome to First. This is a show where I cover the latest up and coming games, give my first impressions, or both. In this case, I'm going to be covering FTL. So, I normally like to go into these fresh and new, maybe an hour or two into the game, and just get my feet wet a little bit and, give you my impressions. Unfortunately, I might have accidentally, a whole 8 hours. Yeah, that's kind of bad. Anyway, Fast and Light is it's a roguelike by Subset Games, released earlier this year. It's relatively new. We're going to be starting out here, just standard playthrough, in the Kestrel. Just start off as quick as possible here. I'm going to put Beth in our shields room. I'm going to put Oni in our weapons room. Hopefully, that'll do well for us. And then Kusi will be flying the spaceship. FTL is a game. I skipped over the intro. I just realized. Anyway, it's basically a game where you're trying to outrun the rebel fleet, and you're supposed to be carrying like special information or something. It has very minimalistic story, but it is incredibly fun. It may not look all that fun, but it's really great. And it just occurred to me, I think my music might actually be off. Oh, there it is. I like the music in this game personally. I might say that about a lot of games, but this game's got some pretty good music. I find that a lot of indie games seem to have really good music. Ah, crap. Of course, first thing they hit is my weapons. I'm gonna fire another missile at their weapons just to help them die quicker. Okay, so basically, the whole fundamental mechanics behind the Kestrel is that it has a missile launcher, which uses the missile counters from up here. It counts them down. And then it also has a burst laser. The burst laser doesn't tick off the counter or anything, but it's blocked by shields. Tick one more sleeves. Tribute destroys them, won't die anyway. Okay, so this is a way to gain a new crew member. If you tick surrender is not an option, you'll destroy them, and everybody on board will die, and you'll get some scrap, which is shown here. Maybe some missiles, maybe some fuel. I think I will accept their offer because, frankly, if you tick the accept their offer, they'll give you a slave. So it's someone new to work on your ship, and that's always good. Always. Unless you have like 50 people on your ship, which I think the maximum was like 8. So, anyway. But yeah, it's very interesting in terms of space simulation and combat and stuff. Distress, kind of. Usually created. Okay, this is one of the relatively rare side quests that exist in the game. Side quests need to be done quite quickly because you've constantly got this rebel fleet trying to catch up to you, which I will show you right now. This right here is the red line that'll show you the rebel fleet when they're going to try to catch up to you. Basically, you want to avoid that at all costs. If you pass by that red line, then essentially oh my god, it is bad. That's all you really need to know. You will run into a ship that is far more powerful than your own, and it will not be pretty at all. It will be rather painful for you and your entire crew. And I've only personally had it happen to me once, but I died very, very, very quickly that time. So that was very unpleasant. Okay, so this is what I meant. When you kill a ship, it'll give you fuel, which is shown here. Sometimes missiles, which is shown here. Drone parts, which is irrelevant on this ship unless I get a drone control unit. And scrap. Basically, drones are things that like fly around your ship, or fly around your ship or their ship and do various things. Find the station. Took you long enough. Refuse to pay full price. Wow. Okay. I don't need drone parts on the Kestrel, so. Okay, so on this ship, that has no drone control unit. You need a special system on your ship. Systems are stuff like the engine, the oxygen, the weapons, the shield, the med bay, the doors, the sensors, and the piloting area. If I don't have a drone control unit, I have no use for drone parts because drones are basically weapons that oh, one of my crew. It was Oni. No, Oni, not okay. I liked Oni, so I put him on the weapons. Weapons is one of the most important. We're going into a nebula right now. Nebula is basically just make it so you don't have hidden sensors. I think it like does some other things. This is a special part of a nebula called a plasma storm, which I believe like hurts you sometimes. Okay, so it would appear that I gained a crap load of missiles, a good amount of fuel, and some scrap. So yeah, kind of unfortunate that I lost one of my crew in that thing there, especially considering I didn't even read it hardly. Basically, anytime that there is a chance to get a new crew member, this is something interesting about FTL. You get the choice between different sectors you can go into. So what I'd like to do is go through this sector because it seems way more peaceful, and a peaceful way to the end sounds kind of nice, but at the same time, I've dealt with the Zoltan before and I don't really like them. I'll go with it though. Just roll with the punches. I do not like the Zoltan. They have special energy shields on their ship that are very painful to deal with. I am really wanting to know why am I... Oh, it's because it's not powered up. That's weird. Oh, it was probably because I was in the plasma storm. I just remember what plasma storms do. Plasma storms will take away a certain percentage of your power bar. I should have probably explained about power. Power, basically you need power to power all the different systems. And here, I'll pause it for a second. It's very convenient to pause, queue up actions, and then go again. Basically, the power system, these are all my power bars, this is my reactor power. And under each system, and they all need to be powered up. Some of them more than others. And you can upgrade them through this thing which I'll hopefully show you after this. But it all requires power, and when you get a new weapon or anything like that, you need to put more power into it. Okay, so I'm gonna send Beth to go repair our oxygen because that is by far the most important resource that the ship has, because everybody needs to breathe. There are many different races within this game. I'm currently dealing with the Zoltan ship, which had that energy shield that I told you about. It was the green thing. It was annoying. I'll hopefully explain it to you better next time without getting caught up in other things. And pretty decent amount of scrap. I will upgrade my ship here. Put 2 into shields because you need 2 for every bar of shields. Every one of these that you fill. And I'll put 1 into reactor power because I can't put 2. And this gives me 1 more bar of power and 2 more, and an entire another layer of shields, as long as I depower my med bay, power up the shields, because I don't quite have enough reactor power to keep everything going. I am going to very gladly jump out of this, oh, what the? Oh my god. Okay. Something must have, caused a breach or something, because our sensors were offline. I, had no idea. Looks like they have an anti-missile drone, which could be very, very, very problematic for me. Because I mean, I use missiles. I use missiles quite a bit. So I don't know if it blocks all missiles. So if it does, I'll be kind of screwed. But if it doesn't, I'll be quite happy. Oh yeah, I should probably explain this mechanic a little bit more. Basically, fires. Oh, Jesus. It completely destroyed my weapon systems. I am a sitting duck right now. Fires need to either be choked out by opening all the doors in between the fires and the outside to depressurize the atmosphere and ultimately starve the fire of oxygen. But that said, there's also another way, which is to have crew members individually extinguish the fire. This is usually very dangerous because it causes your crew members to die, usually, or lose health. But there is a race called Rockman, which is completely immune to fire, and they are very, very, very good firefighters. Okay, I'm going to throw you on the weapons and you on the shields. Then I'm going to power both of these up. I don't think that they can damage me at all because they only have one weapon, and that's their hull laser. At least it looks like a hull laser because it's green. Their weapon only shoots once though. It's not a burst, and I have 2 layers of shields. Unfortunately, they have a lot of evade chance right now, so kind of painful to sit here. Okay, good. I've taken out that. So I'll take out the drone control unit right now, which is this thing right here I'm targeting. Basically, the drone control unit allows this thing to block my missiles, which is very annoying. I'll just shoot that in the piling system so they can't escape. And then finish them off in one fell swoop. That was a very long and quite hard fought battle. I got 2 missiles, 16 scrap out of it. I'm going to put one more into reactor power so I can power up my med bay again. And then I'm going to jump away. Oh, this is quite unfortunate. I need to go back into the nebula real quick in order to gain access to the rest of the... Are you kidding me? Whatever. Okay, so this is a Rockman ship. It doesn't appear to be too terribly strong, but you should be very wary of any opponents, especially in a nebula. What I mean by our sensors being gone is that we can't see outside of the room that our crew is in. For example, there could be a fire in this room that I just depressurized, so I was very careful about it. Okay, well, I don't know what else to attack, so I'll attack their oxygen, because I'm pretty sure Rockmen still need oxygen, despite being made of rock. And I could finish them off with a missile, but missiles are terribly scarce sometimes. So, there they go. Hopefully I'll gain a lot of scrap. 21 scrap, ain't too shabby. Unfortunately, none of these guys are really dropping missiles. I always go to distress beacons. Distress beacons usually contain good things. This is one that comes up fairly often, and if you have an NG, then he can remotely repair the system, and it's great, and they love you for it. But for this one, it'll either go bad or good. Most of these can either go bad or good. This one usually goes good. They do not like that you destroy their system thing, but you know, what can really be done? Just scavenge what's there and leave. And so with that, I will jump here. Yeah, FTL is very difficult as a roguelike. It is very fun. I am a big fan of games like The Binding of Isaac, like Dungeons of Dreadmore, like Powder. I think all of those are quite good games. In fact, Binding of Isaac is one of my most played games ever. Right up there with Dota 2. Dota 2 I had probably like, oh god, I don't even know right now, 600 hours in. That game is amazing, and frankly 600 hours sounds like a lot, but I'm not even good at the game. Like, if you played it, you'd know. Okay, so I'm upgrading our doors, which is quite important. And then guess I'll upgrade one reactor. Nah, I'll save it for when we eventually find this shop and the rebel fleet isn't like right on us. Okay, so unmanned scout ships. Basically, the gimmick behind this is that they cannot repair, but they're usually fairly strong as a ship. They kind of scare me sometimes, but you know, they have 2 ion weapons, which means they can disable our systems. For example, they targeted both of them on our shields, and now 1 bar of our shield is completely gone. But here's the good news: since they can't repair, they now do not have a shield and have a very mediocre weapon. Unmanned fights are generally relatively easy. From what I have heard, there's actually a final boss to this after you go through all the sectors. I've never come close to even getting to the final sector, let alone defeating the final boss. But no, I only have 8 hours in, which I feel like you really do get your money's worth for FTL. I mean, if this was $15, $20 game, I could not recommend it, but with how much time it seems like you could really easily put into the game, especially considering it's a roguelike with its nigh infinite replayability, it's totally worth the money in my opinion. And the missile got shot down. Okay, so it's looking like it's a 100% chance of missiles getting shot down. This is honestly one of the first playthroughs I've ever had where I had a lot of ships against me that had anti-missile armaments. Okay, I'm just going to finish this guy off with my burst laser so he doesn't cause me any more grief. And there we go. Easy peasy. I now have quite a bit of scrap. This is good because I really need to repair. This is also kind of bad because I will be disappointed if I die. I can't seem to find a store though, except for the one that's like kind of in a very inconvenient place over there. I really hope that it's not one of the only ones I'll be finding. Yeah, of course there are a lot of finite points to FTL, and if you like FTL, then you should probably subscribe, because I think that I'll be doing some videos on it, because I can record it, it's fun, it's a roguelike, I freaking love roguelikes, and you know, I think it's a good enough game and whatnot that it can afford to have me do a series on it. Hopefully I don't screw it up too bad. Hopefully I'm not screwing this video up too bad, but that's entirely up to you guys. I know my commentary isn't all that great, I know I say that a lot, but Yeah. Okay, so this is a very unique one that I've only seen maybe 2 or 3 times. Basically, you can either get a little bit of scrap for the ship, or you can attempt to get extra stuff from the ship for a risk. This is something you have the choice of very often, not this specific instance, but it's something you have the choice of quite a bit. See, I get a lot of good stuff from this because I took the risk. Far more than I would have gotten if I hadn't. Okay, so more stuff. I do not like Zoltan, for one thing. For another thing, I love NG, so I think I'm gonna go with that. NG are robots that repair faster. I think that their downside is that they're like not as good in combat or something, but they repair much faster than anything else. Nah, it's not really worth it to me, because I need my missiles. Sweet, 2 stores. Oh my lord. Desperately needed. I will fix all. I still have 100. So, let me see this. FTL recharge booster. FTL navigation. This one seems really good. But, I think I'll just settle for buying a couple of fuel and buying up their missiles. Nah, I'm not gonna. I think I'd rather upgrade my ship. Maybe eventually get to the 3rd bar shields. I think I've reached the 3rd bar shields once. That's entirely it. Oh, you're kidding me. Should have been upgrading my weapons stuff. I thought about it in the back of my mind that I should upgrade my weapons and whatnot. But, oh well. Anyway, a hull beam is basically something that it will tear through an enemy ship, particularly if you hit it in places where they don't have any systems, like shields and weapons and whatnot. Oh god, I just realized it's Mantis. Alright, so basically, the gimmick behind Mantis is that they always board your ship. Oh great. Okay, good, they're not going after my option. They always board your ship, cause you grief, damage your systems from the inside out. It's very annoying, I must admit, and especially because as Mantis, they deal extra damage in combat. Alright, good, I have the shields now. Unfortunately, they're kind of maybe, destroying my weapons, which very bad, because I kind of need those, to fire and stuff. So I'll distract them and ideally kill them. I'll use some advanced tactics here. Oh crap. Nope. Did not work. Really? Okay, that was a very dirty move by them. But, we'll live. Now that was a hard-fought battle. I'll send Beth back to the medbay, send Kusi back to the helm of the ship. This is kind of a long episode, but can't really be helped considering the subject matter. FTL can take anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour to effectively play, at least in my experience, which is, as I must stress, it's very limited. Okay, so with the engine paired, send you back to the shield bay, you back to the piloting. Okay, so something I haven't really gone over yet. Your people, you always want your crew members to be in the same position every time you send them back to wherever they need to go. Participate. Okay, this is Yet another one of the risks that I've mentioned. Oh, grand. Oh, this is just gonna be great. They're going to completely demolish my weapons. 4 of them versus 3 of us. This is looking like it could be the end, fellas. Okay. Of course, you know, my Mantis, who is supposed to be the best in combat, always seems to die first. Pretty sure he has like half health or something. Okay, I'm going to try to suffocate these guys, ideally. Ay, 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 ay. This is not going to turn out well. And now they're attacking my shields. Possibly the worst place they could have. Okay, now we're fighting in the med bay, which is very, very, very good for me. Because my crew gets healed, and theirs does not. Okay. Now with the boarding party gone, and that being basically the main offensive, I think I might be okay. I'll send my guys back into the med bay to heal up from all that suffocation. Oh god, really? They breached again. That little crack is a hole breaching. It makes people suffocate in that room. So it's very annoying. I need to have these 3 guys all go back and repair the weapons, like now. If he hits me with another missile, it's going to spell some disaster. Oh, ah, god dang it. Of course he hits me in the door system. It's a bad place to be hit. Might not seem like it, but it very much is. Alright, good. Putting out Kusi and Beth. Okay. Both of you come repair this. Jesus. That is honestly the best place you probably could hit me. Okay, good. His shields totally down now. Oh god. All these breach missiles have been just tearing me through. Oh god. Jesus. Oh my god. Might as well repair this. Of course there's no store anywhere near here. Please tell me that there won't be a bad thing at the exit. 6 fuel for 12 scrap, 2 fuel for 6 scrap. 1 fuel for 2 scrap. Sure, why not? Next sector, Civvy sector. Okay, cool. Get to the X beacon. Okay, well, I'll go to the distress beacon, despite it not seeming like a good idea to do. I'll do this. My crew barely gets away without injury. Okay, good, that's better than losing some crew. I hate losing crew on those missions, despite the fact that I always do those missions. Thank you, store. Fix all. That's like all my money right there. Okay. Okay, I put an extra point in my engines right now, so that I can have a little bit of extra dodge chance. This makes me a little bit nervous. They're very well equipped. 3 functioning weapons, including missile launcher. Jesus Christ. Okay, this is not looking good. Alright, that's it. While this is looking like the end here, I am going to give it the old college try, so to speak, and I'm going to try to get the... Oh, come on. They're just demolishing me. I'm trying to get away. My FTL isn't charging fast enough. Problem I don't have very often. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. If I get hit once or twice more, I'm dead. Yep, once more and I'm dead. Dead. Well, that's the end of this episode of First. And hope you had a great time. I know I did. It was fun. I liked it a lot. I bid you farewell.